Snake plants. Why did it have to be snake plants? You're watching the Rose Table Disney Dinners, Indiana Jones. I've got a whimsical menu planned for you today that's going to have you feeling like you're eating dinner in Adventureland. But first, let's take a look at the dining room. I wanted the outside to look like the jungle that Indy so often finds himself in, complete with a dangling rope a la Temple of Doom. Then once we cross the threshold, the dining room is an ancient Egyptian temple like in Raiders of the Lost Ark. I hung an Egyptian tapestry on the wall and really wanted to make it look creepy crawly with tons of spiders, snakes, and scorpions on the wall. My friend Anamika at Enchanted Farmhouse made the most amazing custom Indy signs for me. She absolutely nailed it. This looks like it should be hanging in the Indiana Jones queue at Disneyland. She also made this adorable Choose Wisely sign, which of course is a nod to The Last Crusade. You can get both signs from the Enchanted Farmhouse Etsy shop. We also have to talk about the boulder. Y'all, I am so proud of this. I made this in about 15 minutes for like $12 using a hula hoop and crinkled up butcher paper. It turned out even better than I was hoping. I was determined to have a 3D boulder coming out of the wall, but my turquoise cabinet is a little distracting for this particular theme. So I decided to use the boulder to cover up most of the cabinet. I wrote a whole article about how to make this boulder on therosetable.com, so go pin it for later if you're planning an Indy party. Okay, now the table. I found a beautiful brown tablecloth with a bit of gold shift that really felt like a temple floor. I added a beige table runner with hieroglyphics with Indy's iconic hat and some candles for the temple centerpiece. I styled each place with gold flatware, white square plates, white bowls, and ancient map napkins tied with twine to represent Indy's whip. Last but certainly not least are the amazing custom Holy Grails made by Dallas artisan Marbleized Ceramics, and yes, you can slide into his DMs and order some for the Indy lover in your life. Michael does such amazing work, and I was blown away when I picked up these perfect grails. I have such a good surprise for you. My best friend Sarah flew from Los Angeles to Texas today for Indiana Jones. Hi! I'm so excited you're here.
I'm excited to be here. This looks incredible.
Thank you. I was going for, like the queue line at Disneyland or
Yes.
inside the ride.
Absolutely. And Indiana Jones is probably my second favorite ride at Disneyland.
Wait, what's your first?
Haunted Mansion.
Okay, if you guys have not seen my Haunted Mansion dinner, check it out. I'm gonna link it below. It's a good one.
It's right here.
It's a good one. Okay, do we want a cocktail?
Does Jehovah begin with an I?
Yes! For the drink, I made Last Crusade sangria. I wanted a red wine punch to give us eternal life, served, of course, in the Holy Grail. This is so easy to make. Juice a couple of lemons, then add red wine to a pitcher. I went with a light Spanish Tempranillo, and it was absolutely perfect in this recipe. Add the lemon juice, brandy, orange curacao, and simple syrup. Give it a stir and refrigerate for 24 hours before serving. This recipe easily doubles, triples, and quadruples. Cheers!
Cheers!
I'm so excited for you to try this. I'm admittedly so stressed though about not spilling on our beige.
I am not messy. So also, can we just take a second? Can I just appreciate this Holy Grail of a cup? This thing is incredible.
Isn't it amazing?
Looks like it would be so heavy, but it is really light. This is so good. I love that you're this isn't a traditional sangria.
Yeah, it's fruitless.
I never think to make a punch out of wine.
Yeah, I never do either, but I was so determined because I wanted wine in the Grail, but I thought that's so boring to have to just serve wine. Yeah. I like having a signature cocktail at my dinners. And I think this is the perfect one. Cheers to that.
Cheers to that.
All right, should we go make some dates?
Absolutely.
For our first course, we're making stuffed dates. I was surprised to note that dates are featured not once but twice in Raiders of the Lost Ark. First, Indy and Marion comment on how good the dates are at a market, and later, Indy's told not to eat the bad dates after a monkey died eating them. I thought it would be fun to serve both good dates and bad dates. Okay, so these are so easy to make. So you need some medjool dates, and you just grab a date. So you just split it. Okay, I'm just gonna grab a big slug of goat cheese. So easy.
Now, why were these the winner? Because I know you tried so many options.
Yes. Okay, so on Oscar Sunday, my mom and I made and tested 6 different versions of this, and this was far and away the winner, and we went line by line and just ate date after date after date. It was I've had so much cheese tonight.
That's terrible. That sounds awful.
I know, and my mom loves dates, so she was like, oh, this is a really rough gig right now. And we tried a bunch that were baked, but we really just loved the sweetness of the raw date with the pistachio and then some thyme leaves from my garden. That's so cute. Yeah. And then we tried baking all 3 of them, which I really wanted to do them you know, cold, because I just thought that's so much
enough.
easier. They were way better cold. I feel like you actually like lose a lot.
Wow.
Baking the date turned like a little harder and it wasn't as sweet. It lost some of the sweetness. Beautiful. Yay! Yeah. Well, do you want a good date or a bad date?
Ooh, do
Because
tell.
I thought we would make these bad dates, right?
Been on plenty.
That was a good one. Next, we heated some honey with cayenne on the stove. It smells like heaven on earth.
Yeah.
So you can spice this to your liking. We just did a little bit. I just want it to be like a little bad.
Just a little.
Yeah, like don't eat the bad dates because you might die because they have cayenne. Oh.
Nailing it.
Oh my God, how sexy. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me? So you can eat them plain or you can add this little sticky, naughty little extra. I'm excited for you to try one.
Me too. Can I say that?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can have any one you want.
He just looked the best to me. The one that you made.
Aw, thank you. Okay, I want one with a lot of I want a little guy. This is perfect. What do you think?
So good.
It's so good. It's the sweetness from the honey and the date,
And the creaminess of the cheese.
the creaminess, the tanginess, but then the crunch from the pistachio. But you also have the earthiness
Yes.
from the thyme, and it's not like in your face spicy. It's just like that little extra. All right, let's get started on the main course: snake pit pasta. After all, when I think Indiana Jones, I think snakes. In Raiders, the tomb actually has asps. I've just done black pasta a hilarious amount of time for Disney dinners, so I decided to use regular bucatini with my homemade pesto sauce. This is my homemade pesto. I grow a ton of basil every year, and I make jars and jars and jars of pesto. So this was so easy for me because I literally pulled this out of my freezer. How easy is that? You could, of course, use store-bought. I feel like I know. Store-bought's fine. But if you want to grow your own basil and then make your own homemade pesto, be my guest. Be my guest. Wait, we're not. No, this is a Disney dinner. I almost said we're not doing a Disney dinner. So I'm just going to take a whole jar of my homemade pesto. I know you. You can have the spoon.
I always like to lick the spoon.
Go for it.
I'm going to say this. I am not a pesto person. So when the magic of the rose table said I'm making a pesto pasta, I said, I'll do it. You may have changed my mind with this.
Thank you.
I am not even kidding.
There we go. That's all. Okay, this is the really fun part. We're going to take, thank you, one of the most magical ingredients of all time. Burrata. You can just feel it. It's so squishy. People say, oh, is it the same as mozzarella? No, ma'am. No, ma'am, because we're going to show you why.
I'm going to move this so the people can see.
Okay, look at that. It's literally oozing. Looks sexy as hell. You know, Indy has to face so many like hidden surprises. And so I thought this would be nice to just kind of hide.
So the pasta's going to go on top?
Yes.
Oh, I love that.
So then you don't know that it's there. Okay, so we're just, oh, it smells so good. I'm not a good like plater of anything.
I can't pasta twirl to save my life.
But we want to like hide the boulder. Oh yes, so the burrata is supposed to be the boulder as the hidden surprise. We hand me the pine nuts.
Absolutely. And before you cut more, can I just tell you, this cutting board, you used it earlier and I was admiring it and now I just actually have to say something.
Thank you.
I think it's so cool.
Thank you. You guys are not going to believe where I got this.
Where?
My dad made this.
Shut up.
It's like the prettiest cutting board I've ever seen. I keep trying to convince him to sell these because it's like literally the prettiest cutting board I've ever seen.
It's gorgeous.
you.
I know your dad's handy, but I didn't know he was like this.
He's gotten fancy. Okay, so we're just gonna add some pine nut rocks to our snake pit pasta. You've got a good bite and chew. One of my favorite Disney dinner shots is the shot of you gnawing on a lamb lollipop at my Hercules party, and you were like,
It's delicious, don't judge me.
For dessert, I made chocolate boulders. I often tell you guys during lives that I do a dinner when inspiration strikes like lightning. And the first shot of this episode that I saw in my mind was a chocolate boulder rolling towards the camera. The most iconic part of any Indiana Jones movie and the ride, in my opinion, is the boulder scene, and I really wanted to recreate that with the dessert. I was honestly completely terrified to make these, but every step was so much easier than I thought it was going to be. I used silicone molds to make the boulders. These are the same ones you would use for hot cocoa bombs and the same method. Melt chocolate wafers, spread the chocolate evenly in the mold, then let set for 15 to 30 minutes at room temperature. Pop them out of the molds and you're ready to rock and roll. I filled the boulders with dirt filling, aka Oreo no-bake cheesecake. Just whip some cream, then beat cream cheese with granulated sugar and vanilla extract, and then fold in the whipped cream and some Oreo cookie crumbs. When you're ready to assemble, preheat a skillet so that it's slightly warm. Set one chocolate half down on the skillet for about 3 seconds to melt the edges slightly. Fill with dirt filling, then melt another half and press them together to seal. This was so much easier than I thought it was going to be, and the dessert was even more delicious than I had imagined.
Okay, I'm literally so excited to have you try this. Thank you. I was so terrified to do this, but I think they turned out so perfect.
I think it looks great.
Thank you. Now, this is the fun part, because this is like Disney dinners in a show, because we actually get to whack it. Do you want to go first?
Oh gosh. Okay.
At the same time.
Is there like a technique?
So I turned into a serial killer. I turned into Joe Goldberg over here.
Okay.
When I was filming the close-up shot, I was just like, whack, 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 whack. It got so violent.
All right, so I'm just gonna channel my inner Jason Voorhees.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? Are we gonna do it together?
Okay, should we?
Yeah. So I feel better.
Okay.
Okay. Come on. Let's go. Oh! I got a 1!
Wait, that works way better when they're that chilled.
What do you think?
I know I was saying I was full, but I'll probably still just eat this whole thing.
How fun is that?
It's so fun because it looks like little dirt.
That's what I was going for.
Rock, dirt, debris, whatever. And this is way more fun. Do 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 do.
You can't stop there. Do 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 do.
Oh, well, guys, I hope you had as much fun watching Disney Dinners Indiana Jones as we had filming it for you. So if you have not done so already, be sure to give this video a like, share it with all your friends, tag your friends in it, follow the Rose Table, and you can get all of these recipes and see dozens more Disney dinners on therose.table.com.